Hi, my name is Jordan Archie, and I'm going to be doing an instructional video on how to perform the correct serve while playing tennis. When you serve, or serving is the most important part of your tennis game. It starts out the whole point. It dictates who has an advantage when the point starts, and if you're a good server or if you're a lefty like myself, then you have an advantage with your serve to start out a point and to dictate the flow of a point. So I'm going to go over a few steps of the serve. The first one is, well, you have your racket in your hand. You're going to be holding your racket up toward your face like you're talking on a telephone. That's like one of the main parts is not holding your racket crazy, but having it in the same spot. We're going to keep it every time you serve. And we're going to be throwing the ball straight up in the air, straight up like this. So you have to keep your arm as straight as possible, and you want to just go straight up and catch it like that. And then you have your phone right next to you, ready to meet the ball right up at the focal point, which is up at the top of the serve. So what it's going to look like is you're going to be ready to serve. You're going to have your hand or your phone up to your ear, and you're going to throw it, and then you're going to meet the ball up at the top. So you're just going to go up to the top, or as far up as you can go. And you're going to meet it up there, and you're just going to go down. So we're going to get on the baseline, and we're going to try out some serves. Okay, so I'm on the baseline. I'm standing perpendicular to the baseline, and what we're going to be doing is trying to get the ball over the net into our opposite service box. So this line dictates both sides of the tennis court, and I'm going to be going into my opposite service box. So I'm standing perpendicular. I'm going to throw the ball up. My phone's going to be next to my ear, and I'm going to meet the ball up at the top. So, and then when we're doing that, we're going to be moving through the tennis court to the front too, so that we're projecting that where we want the ball to go, and the face of your racket is going to be dictating where the ball is going. So if I'm hitting like this, it's going to go that way. But if I'm going diagonal toward the box, we want it to go that way. So here we go. We're going to try this out here. We're going to throw it up and meet it up at the top. Do it again. Okay, so we're on this side of the tennis court, and we're going to be wanting to serve into the opposite service box. So we're going to meet the ball. We're going to have our phone up to our ear. We're going to meet the ball up at the top of the hitting point. We're going to try to get it to go over the net into the service box. So we're going to try it again here. Okay. I moved through. I only have one ball. I moved through the tennis court toward my direction, and I met the ball up at the top and followed through. When playing tennis, or when playing with your friends, or when playing competitively, the tennis serve is the single most important stroke or move that you're going to be performing on the tennis court. This will dictate where the opponent has to go to receive the ball to get the next point going, or to keep the ball in play. And if you have a strong enough serve, that puts pressure on them to get the ball back, which makes it at your advantage to have a strong serve. So I'm gonna go from the left-hand side now to the corner over here, and I'm a left-handed player, so I can actually curve. When I meet the ball up at the top, I can curve the ball at such an angle that it'll try to hit in this right on the farthest side of the service box, to push your opponent as far out of the side as possible, to give you an advantage over them while playing a game. So I'm gonna do another serve. We're gonna put our phones up to our ears, which is the racket up here. I'm gonna throw it right above me right at the highest point, and then I'm gonna meet it up at the top. So we're gonna try another one here. Okay, so I just went over a few basics of the tennis serve. Let's move in the shade here. It's always important to get in the shade when you can, so you're not in the sun. You always want to stay hydrated when you're on the tennis court. You don't want to not bring water or bring some type of energy snack like trail mix or a banana, and always stay hydrated. But we went over some fundamentals of the tennis serve. You gotta hold your racket like a telephone. That's how I always learned it. Up to your ear, and you throw the ball just straight up in the air to the highest point. You let it follow through with where your hand is, and then you meet it up at the top as you throw it. And it's just a fluid motion, and you're bending your knees to get up to that point, and you're staying perpendicular to the baseline, and you want to go into the opposite service box of where you're serving to. And this takes a lot of practice. I've played tennis for probably around 15 years through USTA, and also I've coached younger kids tennis over the summertime, 4th through 8th graders. And I still play tennis as much as possible when I have time, but it's a sport I love doing. So that was my instructional video on the tennis serve, and thank you very much.